Hi everyone, and welcome to a very extra special reading from I Am Illuminated Tarot and Meaning-Based Spiritual Coaching Services. I am Lauren. Hi and welcome. So this reading is extra special because it's working with a principle and concept that's very near and dear to my heart, which is opening ourselves up to the concept of miracles. Now, with us moving into the holiday seasons here in the US, and the holidays, this can be Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, or just celebrating the new year to come, there is this feeling of excitement, and it made me start to think about why we celebrate these holidays, or why we choose to find ways to gather in extra special ways by celebrating all of these holidays. And it really made me hit on the concept of miracles, because it allows us to have a time where we get to gather with others, we get to celebrate the magic of life through our interaction and shared experiences with others and loved ones in our lives. And that often can be celebrating the small miracles that have happened for each one of us throughout the year. So as we're moving into Sagittarius season, which I feel is all about embracing the spirit of miracles, because when you think of the motto for Sagittarius as an astrological sign, it is I see. And sometimes we get a little too stuck in the I need to see it to believe it. And there are miracles all around us that we miss. So this special weekly reading that I'm going to be doing for the Sagittarius season is going to be helping us connect with what spirit, what life is trying to bring in a miraculous way for each one of us, and to help give us a little place to kind of open up our eyes in an aspect that perhaps we might not have been able to see otherwise. So if you're ready for the reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to either the channeled reading for number 1, 2, or 3. You can sit quietly with yourself and kind of just feel into the energy of what life would like you to be curious about. So we are going to engage the principle of curiosity to help us open up to awe and wonder and magic, and now miracles that are all around us in life at all times. But we're going to have an extra special message based on which one you choose, whether 1, 2, or 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling 2 cards, and we're going to discuss the energies of the cards and then build in a question for you to keep in mind throughout the week to help bring awareness to some aspect of your life that miracles want to come in. All right, so for all of you that selected miracle message number 1, I'm going to pull here a animal oracle card, and we're going to see what the energies come up for around that. I hope you're all having a wonderful a wrap up to November. For those of you in the US, we're celebrating Thanksgiving next week, which is one of my favorite holidays, especially because I love to eat, but I also love to experience time with family. And actually, I'm very excited. I have recently, last year, moved across country, and me and my family are going back to the West Coast to visit my family, and it's the first time I've been back since I left. So it's very exciting to be able to see people I haven't seen in quite some time. And I hope you guys are all getting a chance to do the same. All right, let's see here. This card doesn't seem to want to come out for you guys. Let me go ahead and cut the deck, and we're going to choose a card here. Oh, 2 cards came out, even though I tried to only select 1. So these must be your messages here. So we have Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. And we have Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. Very interesting. So we have number 1, with Ant Spirit, which is time to collaborate. And we have Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait, number 53, which breaks down to a number 8. Now, the numbers 1 and 8 represent, I would say, leadership, but leadership that brings in abundance. So the number 1 is all about the self. It's about the I am. It's about personal empowerment, leadership, cutting your own path, starting something new. And then we have the number 8, which is also about personal empowerment. It's about really being able to bring in the abundance for yourself that comes from what you uniquely have to offer. So there is this element here when I'm thinking about what you can be curious about and where miracles are going to be coming in, is we have the watch and wait, but time to collaborate. So it really makes me feel for you guys for this week that there are going to be people coming into your experience that are going to be some people that you can collaborate with, but that may open you up to an opportunity or an idea or even a feeling or an inspiration that you'll be able to actually collaborate with on, work together. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to start a business with somebody or that, you have to, it doesn't mean it has to be work related. It can be something where this could even be, for those of you who are single, it could be a time to collaborate, that there might be some new love interest coming in, and that might be the spark, the inspired connection. But I do feel here that there's something about abundance through leadership and significant first starts or steps. That's what's coming in intuitively. I'm going to pull one additional tarot card here from the Light Seers deck, and we're going to see kind of as an extra special clarification here. So there's going to be something really neat coming in so the question that I'd say for you to build out for this week, to tap in to the principle of curiosity, is where are you perhaps limiting yourself from connecting with others? Now, this, especially with new people, meaning maybe you have said no to an after work event, or you have decided not to invite that new person you met playing softball to your Thanksgiving gathering, or you made the decision maybe to not want to deal with traffic and travel restrictions and all of this, and you decided not to go home for the holidays, or whatever. If you're not celebrating a holiday like we are in the US, it could just simply be that maybe you had an opportunity to connect with either somebody current, new, or somebody from the past, and you chose not to follow up on that. So this is a week to open yourself up to your connections, even down to the person that you have the chance to connect with, maybe in line at the supermarket. So it's really, really kind of cool week for you guys here. So we have, interesting, we have the Devil reversed. Now, I don't actually put reversals in the cards, so when they come out reversed, this is very interesting. The Devil reversed, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Page of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is really a building energy. So the Devil reversed is a release of restriction. This is when we get a chance to overcome an obstacle. And it can be something as simple as perhaps you were too shy or afraid to ask somebody out on a date, or to say yes to going to a holiday gathering that maybe you don't know everybody at. But there's a chance here for new love and inspired connection with the Ace of Cups. Beautiful energy. And then the Page of Pentacles is about bringing in this childlike, fresh energy about working with the tangible, the physical world. This can be about gathering more information. This could be about attending a class to play a little bit more with a concept. So there is this quality here of overcoming some type of restriction to connect, to have this new, fresh, beautiful connection of love, while also furthering and playing with something that actually has the ability to lead to something more for you. because you have a coin. You're meant to actually build this coin, to grow this coin. It's like getting a seed from the universe and seeing what it will grow for you, what it will reap. So really beautiful message for you guys for this week about keeping your eyes open to the connections around you and how you can overcome perhaps any obstacle that you might have been experiencing internally to say yes to opening yourself up to either a new relationship or a new place to connect. And in doing so, when you do that, you'll be able to get a little bit more information around it could be a shared hobby, a shared interest, something you've been sitting on that somebody's going to kind of have the key to help unlock. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. And for those of you here in the US, I hope you really enjoy your Thanksgiving. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose miracle message number 2, let's get a chance to see what's going to come out for you. So as I was saying in message number 1, I really hope all of you guys are enjoying the month of November. I hope for those of you who live in the US that you're getting a chance to celebrate Thanksgiving with your loved ones. I'm very excited because I get a chance to fly back across the country for the first time since I moved to the East Coast, to fly back to the West Coast to see my family and friends. So it's a big moment for me, big week for me, which I really am excited about. Okay, so what does all the people who chose message number 2, what do they need to know about? What do they need to stay open to and curious about? So we're engaging the concept of curiosity here to help open us up to the awe and wonder and magic, and now specifically the miracles that life holds for us and wants us to recognize. So I'm going to build a question around the cards that come out here for you to ask yourself so that you bring awareness to some aspect of your life experience that life is asking you to become aware of. And that's where the miracles are going to come in for you this week. Okay, so just like the first message, this deck is a little hard for me to shuffle, so I'm going to actually cut the deck and select the cards that come out here on top. All right. Oh, I picked 2 again, just like the last time, even though I was trying to only pick 1. All right, so we have 2. Oh, beautiful. So we have Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. And it's number 51, breaking down to a number 6. And then we have Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit, number 37, breaking down to a number 10, and further breaking down to a number 1. Absolutely beautiful. So we have Sandpiper Spirit, be playful, and Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. So there's this quality here of when you look at the lion and the sandpiper, I mean, this is a very powerful image of a lion. And it's kind of interesting in a way that these are 2 very different energies. The lion can be seen as being more serious and very almost stern, father-like. And then we have the Sandpiper Spirit, which is almost more of like the childlike energy. And with the number 6 and the number 1 coming in, there's this element of connection and connecting yourself. So the number 6 is about connecting yourself to others and being of service in doing so. So shared experiences that build on spiritual concepts and spiritual principles that allow everyone to share in spiritual strength. It's kind of hard for me to explain. I don't know why I'm having so much difficulty. The number 6 is also focused on creativity and giving birth to things, and generally, again, really focuses on the benefit that and the creativity that comes from when we work and connect with others. And then we have the number 37 that comes down to the number 1. And so there's this quality here of connecting the self, the number 1, with others in the number 6 through play. And when we think about being generous of spirit, sometimes we can, especially when we perhaps are going through a stressful period, or we are like here in the US, moving into a major holiday for us here in this country, which is Thanksgiving, there can be this quality of wanting to try to kind of control things, or being outside of your element because maybe you're visiting family or friends, you're going to new locations, things are changed. It's not the routine work week. There are things that are a little wonky, and we can sometimes want to kind of clamp down and try to almost control what we can't control because things are kind of out of control, right? We might have to go spend a whole day at somebody else's house and have to abide by their rules in that house or eat what they cook for us. But what this is asking you to do is to be generous of spirit. So when we think about what we can create through our shared connection with others and being of service, this is about realizing your own personal power and generously giving it. So when we think about Thanksgiving, isn't that exactly what the holiday is? It's about giving thanks. It's about giving gratitude. It's about showing gratitude through the actions that we have. And there's this playful quality coming through of we can't always take life so seriously that I think about the story, the Christmas carols coming through with the character of Ebenezer Scrooge. And his transformation is such a powerful message that even, 150 years later, this story is still so powerful to people all over the world, because the transformation of somebody who is so serious and negative and cutting themselves off from connecting with others, and then his transformation at the end to be light of spirit, where he's almost playful and silly and embodies that true childlike exuberance, that's what we all want for ourselves and for those around us. That's kind of like our ultimate, as we go through life, what can we ultimately achieve for ourselves? Well, that lightness of being, that lightness of spirit. And so this week for you, the question that life is going to present to you, that spirit would like you to become aware of, is where can you bring in that lightness? Where can you show gratitude for what is happening in your life, for the situations that may seem a little outside of your control, whether it's a change in your work routine, whether it's visiting family where it gets to be a little chaotic, or whether it's something maybe more serious that's happening in your life, that there's a big change going on. But where can you be grateful for and aware of these changes? And where can you be generous of giving what you as a unique individual can give? And doing so in a way that lightens the energy, that's playful. And what will come of that for you? All right, so I'm going to pull an additional card here from the Light Seers Tarot, and we are going to see kind of an extra special message that wants to come out. So we have the Nine of Swords. Now this card is kind of a heavy card. It's a card of worries. It's a card of the stories that keep us up at night, the what ifs, when we go over and over what we can't control, basically, of like, what if I do this and this negative thing happens? And what if I do this and this negative thing happens? And in reality, all of those things are just thoughts. They're not things that are actually going to happen. We're just choosing to allow our mind to go down that realm, that path. And when you look at this picture here, which I always love, of this depiction specifically in this tarot deck, is you see all of the crows here are dark, and those are all the thoughts that she's worried about. And then there's one coming in that is white. And that's spirit, that's life, that's God, that's the creator, that's whatever you choose to see as your true connection to the divine. That is coming in as truth to say, all of these thoughts are why instead of worrying, do you not believe in miracles? That you, instead of wasting your time worrying and trying to control through trying to kind of go through every scenario, instead choose to embrace the spirit of the season, of the Sagittarius season, which is about being the adventurous explorer. and going out to see what you can see. And to, through the lightness of spirit, reconnect with spirit. Reconnect with the what if. And when we think about tapping into the childlike energy, children often, they may get scared of something like there might be a monster under my bed or in my closet, but generally children don't think too far down the line. They don't worry that the drawing that they're creating now, like what impact it's going to have when they show it to 4 different people. They're just in the moment enjoying drawing that picture. They're grateful in that moment for the ability to have the markers and the paper, and then they want to come out and excitedly share it with people. And so that's kind of strangely the channel message that's coming through, is in connecting with spirit and connecting with that lightness again, and being grateful for the changes that are coming in for you instead of fearful or trying to control, that you can actually be able to see the miracle that is coming in for you instead of the scary what ifs. So this could look like, sorry, I'm gonna pick up the card that I just dropped. This could look like maybe something's changing at your work, and instead of sitting there and spending the week worrying, well, what if this change equals this? And what if this change equals that? And what if this change equals this negative thing? To just say, I'm gonna roll with it. The change is happening. And to be perfectly honest, I'm grateful that I still have a job, that I get to do X, Y, and Z. I'm grateful for these other things in my life. And I'm gonna embrace this, I'm gonna choose to embrace this change with more of what can I bring to the situation to make the change more of a joint experience. Where can I be generous of my spirit to allow for others to also share in this experience and maybe even lighten it for some people? So that's really, I think, where the miracle is going to come in for you, where you're going to see where you are actually needed in this change that's happening for you in this scenario. And this can be, again, something as simple as you going to a family's or friend's house where you have to kind of abide by the crazy chaos. But when you step in to help in the way that only you can help, and coming from this kind of lighthearted, where I'm not going to take offense at what this person says or does, or I'm not going to, be pulled into the family drama or whatever, that you could actually lighten the whole experience and create a miraculous experience for others that might be illuminating for them as much as it is for you. All right, I hope all of you, if you live in the US, have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Otherwise, just enjoy the week, and I will see you next week. Bye. All right, for all of you who chose miracle message number 3, let's see where the miracles lie for you this week. What does life need you to become aware of so that the miracles can come in for you that are intended for you? So as I was saying in the previous messages, I hope that all of you guys who, that was way too late. Sorry, I'm gonna keep shuffling here. Hope that all of you, if you're living in the US, are looking forward to a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I am incredibly happy and excited to be able to go back to the West Coast for the first time since I've moved to the East Coast to visit my friends and family. So it's an exciting time for myself. Okay, so 2 cards came out for you. Message number 3, we have Antelope Spirit, Life is Speeding Up, number 2. And we have Groundhog Spirit, Time to Let Go, number 31. So number 2 and 31 breaks down to a number 4. So a 2 and a 4, which is interesting because it's a progression, right? We go from 2 to 4. So it really embodies the energy moving. So when we're thinking, I think this is a very clear message here. Life is speeding up, which means you're going to have to let something go to be able to keep up with the pace. So when we're thinking about where the miracles can come in, and we're building in a question and allowing ourselves to tap into utilizing the power of the principle of curiosity, which allows us to open up to the awe and wonder, magic, and this week specifically, miracles that life holds for you and that are all around you. The question that we're going to build in, because again, we're being curious, is going to be, what do you need to let go to be able to move with this fast energy that's coming in. Now, this can look like, it doesn't have to be on a large scale level. It doesn't have to be, oh, I have to let go of my job because another job's coming in. I mean, it could be something that large, but this could be something more, on a small level, something like maybe you guys, if you live in the US, are traveling to see family or friends for the holiday, and things are going to kind of get crazy. Maybe you have to work at the first start of the week and then you have to get ready to travel, and that there might be something in there that you have to just let go. Maybe you're trying to squeeze in too much. Maybe you're trying to work and you wanted to clean your house from top to bottom, and you wanted to volunteer at the local homeless shelter, and then you wanted to travel to see your family. And it's one of those things where sometimes we need to pare down to be able to move with the energy so that we can allow the miracle to come in. We need to allow space. That's kind of the number one rule of when you're talking about manifesting abundance. And I don't necessarily buy into some of those things, but I can say for a fact that energy, and just actually also in the physical life, if I'm holding my coffee cup and I'm holding a candle and somebody else is holding out a stack of cash for me in front of me and says, here, take this stack of cash. Well, I'm going to have to put down something to be able to let that in. So there is this real true quality of having to release something to make room for something to come in. So I really do feel that this is a week where the miracle is going to come in, but you have to be able to let something go. And I'm getting the message, just the intuitive message of not to beat yourself up about it. Maybe you can't do everything you want to do. Maybe you just have to focus on work and focus on traveling to celebrate the holiday. And by just doing that and cutting out the rest of the things, you'll still have the opportunity maybe to volunteer or be of service, but not in the way that you had originally intended. And that might actually be more of what life needs from you in this moment. This is really when, the miracle, I think, for you guys is really going to be able to see that sometimes when we relinquish a little bit of control and we step back a little, it's in those moments, in that space, that life is able to really ask us that question of, what does life need from you that only you can give? And you will actually be pleasantly surprised by perhaps something that comes in that you would have never guessed, that you were perfect for in that moment, that you were needed in that moment. So that's really, I feel like, where the miracle is going to come in. There's going to be something that unlocks some aspect of something special pertaining to yourself that you need to know to be able to make use of this energy that's moving you forward. There's almost like this wheel of fortune energy coming in here. So don't be afraid if you can't do it all. Don't beat yourself up, because therein, when you let things go, that's where the miracle is going to come in. So ask yourself that question this week. Keep in mind, do I really need to do this, or is this what I need to let go? And you can feel into it, feeling into your body. If you feel that feeling of almost like I'm out of breath, or when I'm thinking about doing this, I'm doing this from a place of almost like I'm running on adrenaline. Like, let's say you're like, I'm gonna bring 3 different pies I'm gonna commit to making these pies for bringing them to Thanksgiving, but as you're making the pies, you're like running on adrenaline. That's a key indicator of saying, I said I was gonna make these pies, but it might be a little easier if I just go out and buy them. To be perfectly honest, people are still going to eat them. They're still going to be delicious. So why don't I just give myself this extra time and to just relax a little bit? And that's where the beauty and the miracles will come in. Okay, so ask yourself this week, what do I need to let go? When life speeds up, we can't take it all with us. And think about it this way. You'll go a lot further the lighter you are. Okay. So let's see, I'm going to get one additional card here for an extra special kind of layer message to this. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is all about mastering something. It's continuing to perfect something, continuing to work on something with focused energy. So this is a kind of a beautiful additional layer, additional message for you who chose miracle message number 3, is that when life speeds up, it doesn't mean that we have to let go of working towards something that we really want. Instead, it's actually a way for us to realize in that moment when we can't carry everything with us, what is important? What's the one thing I'm currently working on towards mastering right now? So for instance, if you have been diligently building in your yoga routine and it has really changed your mental health and your perspective on life, and that's what allows you to really just feel connected and engaged with life, then that's not something you're going to want to let go of when time gets tough, when energy speeds up. Meaning when all of a sudden your work demands stuff from you, your family and friends demand stuff from you. And this would be a great example of choosing to spend an hour doing a yoga meditative practice instead of hand making pies that make you feel like you're running on adrenaline, like you're like, oh, I gotta squeeze this in, I gotta make these pies. What if it's not perfect? I've never done this before. Yeah, and it's like, no. Go to the store and buy the pies. Give yourself the time to prioritize mastering yourself through yoga. And that's really the lesson of that we can learn in kind of moving in flow with our personal path, is being able to start to feel into what feels right. And when life starts to propel us forward into new experiences, we keep focused and grounded and centered on what is right for us, and we release the rest. It's almost kind of like if you think about being in a roller coaster and you're kind of going, if you're wearing a hat, like a ball cap, and all this other stuff, well, as soon as you go over that first incline and you go down and you go through the, whatever it is, the loop-de-loops and the stuff that actually makes the wind go through your hair, well, all of that extraneous stuff that you're not willing to protect or that you didn't put in that little pouch in front of you in the seat, it's all gonna fly off and be gone. And so it really allows you to see what is truly important to you. That's the miracle in and of itself. This week, I feel you're going to see what's important and where you need to continue to focus your energy, because that's going to lead to something more for you right now. All right, beautiful message number 3. I love that. Okay, well, I hope all of you who live here in the US, like me, have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And for anybody else who is living elsewhere, I hope you have just a wonderful rest of the week and a great start to your Sagittarius season. And I will be doing another couple readings like this around miracles for, again, the rest of the Sagittarius season. If you'd like to book a personal tarot reading or a one-on-one coaching session, the link to my website is in the description box below. Bye, guys.